Hello everyone! Boat ramps never disappoint, where confidence backs in smooth and exits completely soaked, and "I've done this 100 times" turns into instant regret. From trucks discovering they float to trailers staging full solo escapes, today's compilation is loaded with gloriously bad decisions. 1 second you're driving, the next, you're hit by a flying boat. Now that's an insurance claim nobody believes. Ford's in deep, trailer wheels dropped off the ramp edge, truck stuck, and suddenly it's a full rescue mission. Chevy ZR2 shows up like a hero, hooks up the strap, and yanks the whole rig out at an angle while the Ford just sits there, embarrassed. Trailer's bent, axles questionable, and the sunflower seed graveyard on the Chevy's floorboard is getting more attention than the rescue itself. Some ramps have hidden drop-offs. Low water makes it worse, and this crew learned the hard way. The boat ramp parking lot turned into an MMA octagon. Fists flying, egos bruising, and the whole docks got front row seats. Dunlawton Bridge ramp strikes again, where fishing trips meet fight night. Almost had it, and then gravity said nope. The boat slipped, the trailer shifted, and whatever was about to work just didn't. Close only counts in horseshoes, and this is the boat ramp. Better luck next launch. When you miss the boat ramp so badly, you invent driveway launching. One wrong turn, trailer crooked, and now the shed's part of the docking process, and the neighbors just got front row seats. When your boat decides it's done waiting and launches itself. No driver, no permission, just pure determination to hit the water. The boat rolls down the ramp like it's got places to be. Trailers stuck under the dock or dropped off the ramp edge, and nobody can quite figure out how to fix it. One guy suggests using the winch, another says float it with the anchor, someone else wants to cut the chain. Meanwhile, Cito's getting a phone call like they're gonna rescue a trailer at the dock. Barnacle Bill shows up asking if they need help, while everyone else just films. Hook a strap to the boat, lift the trailer with the anchor windlass, or just get a couple guys to lift the back end. Either way, this is turning into an engineering seminar instead of a boat launch. When the boat weighs more than the truck towing it and physics has entered the chat, this pickup's hauling a multi-million-dollar yacht on a trailer with zero chance of stopping it on a downhill slope. The boat pushed, the brakes failed, the trailer jackknifed, and the pickup got absolutely wrecked. Should have used a six-wheeler or bigger, should have calculated the weight, should have done literally anything else. The boat survived, the truck didn't. He stepped off like a captain and slid off like a cartoon. One smooth move turned into a full send straight into the marina. Doc said, "Not today." Water said, "Welcome aboard." Minor boat bump at the dock, nobody's hurt, everyone's calm. And this guy's already dialing 911 like it's the Titanic going down. "It looks really bad over here," he says, while both boats are floating fine and people are walking around unharmed. There's a ranger right there. Cops patrol the marina constantly, but he's got 911 on speed dial for content. Not every fender bender needs emergency services, my guy. When things go from bad to worse, broke axle, flat tire, whole trailer bent. Forgot to engage four-wheel drive, and now the truck's just spinning in place like a treadmill demo. The winch jammed, the boat crooked, the trailer too deep, and absolutely zero progress for what feels like an eternity. The strap's a mess, the rollers misaligned, and this guy's stuck in boat ramp purgatory. Painful to watch, impossible to look away. Pull the truck forward, adjust the setup, or call it a day before the sun sets. Sometimes saving the boat means sacrificing the truck. That's not a tow, that's a rescue mission. The boat slides right off the trailer because someone forgot to check the rope. Took half a dozen guys to fix the mess. Always check the rope before you back down. Trailer's way too deep in the water, and the boat's just floating above the bunks like it's hovering. Bunks need to be visible, fenders out of the water, but instead, it's full submarine mode. 2 minutes turn into 20 when the setup's all wrong. Pull it forward, adjust the depth, or keep struggling. Dealer's choice. Boat ramps aren't parking spots, but this driver treated it like one while heading out to his mooring on an incoming tide. The water kept rising, the truck kept sinking, and somehow no one seemed in a hurry. A simple launch turned into a slow-motion lesson in timing, tide awareness, and why ramps are for loading, not leaving unattended. One bad decision, one rising river, and a truck learning the hard way who really controls the ramp. One wrong move at the boat ramp, and suddenly the truck becomes part of the lake. What started as a routine launch turns into a slow, sinking realization as the water climbs higher and higher. The engine's done, the electronics are done, and the day is officially over. Because at the ramp, it only takes a few seconds of misjudgment to turn a perfectly good truck into a very expensive submarine. This guy's reeling in the day's final catch, and it's not a fish, it's his wife. You can tell this isn't his first rescue mission either. He's calm, calculated, moving at that "I've done this before" pace while she's wobbling around the boat like the dock is playing tricks on her. One wrong step, one slow-motion sway, and splash. Overboard she goes. Pride first.
Sorry about your luck, ma'am. I seen it coming from a mile away.
Boat ramps test more than drivers. They test the equipment too. Everything looks fine at first, until suddenly the trailer gives up without warning. The axles snap, the weight drops, and the entire launch turns into a mechanical nightmare in seconds. No crash, no splash, just thousands of pounds with nowhere to go. It's a brutal reminder that sometimes the weakest part of the trip isn't the driver. It's what's carrying the boat. When it comes to loading a boat, slow and steady is the golden rule. But this crew skipped that lesson completely. Instead of easing onto the trailer, they came in hot like it was the final lap of a race. The approach was fast, the alignment was off, and the impact? Yeah, you could see that coming from a mile away. While one person tried to guide the situation, the rest just sat back as the chaos unfolded. This wasn't confidence, it was overconfidence. A little patience, a little throttle control, and this could have been a smooth load-up.
Looks like the only thing we can do is back up.
George Winter Park delivers again. A little too much drink beer, and not enough use the winch. Instead of cranking the bow down, they let the rollers do whatever they wanted, and gravity took over. 1 minute it's a donzy, the next it's dunzy. Runs great though, according to the for sale ad that's coming next.
Brandon Wilkinson original right here. Look at that. Nice and easy, you're almost...
Sometimes horsepower isn't the problem, traction is. The truck digs in, tires spinning, engine working overtime, but the ramp isn't giving anything back. The boat just sits there, waiting, while the driver fights gravity and momentum at the same time. It's the moment every boater dreads, when power means nothing without grip. Because at the boat ramp, it's not about what you drive, it's about whether it can actually climb back out. Backing a boat trailer with zero clue which way the wheel goes. Left, right, jackknife, repeat. It's a full interpretive dance routine at the ramp. The dog's watching, judging, wondering if it should just walk home. Hand on the bottom of the wheel, turn where you want the trailer to go. Someone tell him before the sun sets. Everyone's got a first day, but this guy's making it a whole career. Even the empty trailer's embarrassed. Boat ramps have a way of exposing confidence, especially when confidence shows up before experience. The driver eases back carefully, every inch feeling like a final exam with no room for mistakes. The boat hesitates, the alignment isn't perfect, and suddenly a simple launch turns into a slow-motion test of patience. Nothing broken, nothing sunk, just a reminder that every boater has a first chapter, and some start with a little more tension than others. Forgot to trim the motor up before loading, and now the prop's grinding concrete like it's auditioning for a metalwork class. Blade after blade getting shredded on the ramp, grooves carved into the pavement, and nobody thought to hit the trim button. Easy to forget in the rush, but expensive to replace. Close call at the Miami ramp. Pump failure mid-launch and water's pouring in fast. Gimbal bellows blown, seal failed, and suddenly it's a race against the bilge to keep this thing afloat. 2WD truck, massive boat, slippery ramp, and absolutely zero traction. Saved money on the 4x4 option to buy the boat, now he's paying for it in embarrassment. Tires spinning, crowd gathering, and 3 old guys pushing like their lives depend on it. Motor's still trimmed down, boat half full of water, and everyone's yelling advice that's 10 minutes too late. Finally gets out thanks to pure manpower and determination. Moral of the story: 4x4 isn't optional when you're towing anything heavier than a kayak. When your wife's backing the trailer down and it's taking a few tries, but you keep your cool like a gentleman. She's wiggling left, correcting right, can't see much through the camper shell, but she's committed. No yelling, no stomping, just patience and encouragement until she nails it. Better than half the guys at the ramp who've been doing it for years. Practice makes perfect, and she's getting there one launch at a time. Only in Florida, whatever wild setup just rolled up to the Kelly Park ramp, it worked. Luxury vehicle, makeshift rig, doesn't matter as long as it backs down within 5 minutes and clears the lane. Boat ramp rules. Get it done, get it moving, or practice in a parking lot first. The boat drifted off at the ramp, and now it's swim time in 40-degree water. Strip down, dive in, and retrieve it the hard way. Should have had a backup plan, or at least a second set of clothes in the truck. Jackknifed the trailer so hard the boat just gave up and fell off. Pretty sure the boat's supposed to stay on there until you're in the water. Rookie move, expensive lesson. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and click one of the videos on screen for more chaos. See you at the next one. Goodbye.